Coach, just final minute there. CJ and Brian team up for the biggest play of the game. From your vantage point on the sideline, what did you see with CJ and then Brian resulting in a touchdown?
They got the ball back. We had 2 timeouts. I think it was 1:09. So you're doing kind of the math in your head and stop them twice, bang 2 timeouts, and from what I saw, they ran a stretch play, an outside zone play to the left, and I didn't even see CJ get in there. I thought Brian stripped it and picked it up, but hell of a play by CJ and Brian, and kind of validates what we've been talking about, since January. When we got to a point in the fourth quarter, look up at the scoreboard and have a chance to win the game, we got to find a way to finish. And didn't expect it to be in that dramatic fashion, but full credit to our kids. Defense played lights out, and just a huge play.
With CJ, just what you see in him where he starts fast, 2 sacks and a quarterback hurry or whatever you want to call pressure.
Yeah.
And then he finishes it out like that. Just what did you see out of him in practice this week and then the game tonight?
We recruited him out of junior college along with Joshua, Antonio, Lama, and Teray were portal guys, so we really kind of have a completely new defensive line. But what he's doing, in games we saw on tape, a long guy that's very athletic. He's strong. Could rush the passer, could stop the run. But we talk about practice habits being game realities, and that guy practices hard. Every snap of every practice. So, what he did on the practice field during the week, translated to the field.
Now, defense had, I believe, 2 interceptions and obviously that fumble. So, 2 defensive touchdowns. Just how does that defense getting those 2 touchdowns speak for the mentality of your team and kind of what you're trying to do here?
We, ton of credit to Coach Tibasar and the defensive staff, and the kids for executing the plan. There was a marked improvement in all statistical categories, from that side of the ball, from 21 to 22 last year, and now I think they're taking this thing to a new level, with the guys that we brought in from the portal and from junior college, and meshing them with our signees from last year and the guys we inherited. They're just playing a physical, aggressive, opportunistic, and productive style football.
Now, obviously, you have the quarterback change.
Yeah.
Do you have any comments on that decision of replacing Irons during this game?
Yeah, we were just ineffective with DJ in there, and had planned to get Jeff, series in the first half, regardless of the game scenario. And we brought him in, and he drove us right down the field, and provided a spark and got a touchdown, and talked at halftime and said, we got to ride with the hot hand, and obviously can't turn the ball over 3 times, but was able to get the ball out to our playmakers, threw for over 200, but yeah, we got to get some things figured out on offense. We got to shore up the offensive line, got to find a way to be a little more effective, or a lot more effective running the ball, and then certainly we got to cut down on the turnovers.
I don't have the stats in front of me.
Yeah, here they are.
But for Alex Adams, he was huge for you guys, especially with that touchdown that he had for you guys as well. Just what's the impact of having a guy like Alex Adams be so effective? When he had 8 targets, touchdown, 75 yards. I mean, having a guy like that just seems like he's always open. How much does that help, especially when you have 2-3 quarterbacks in there in a game?
Yeah, we'd like to get, obviously solidify. Is there a propel in there? Hear me, propel. We got to get that spot solidified, and it's one where, as you know, in this league, thank you, bud. In the MAC, it's a quarterback-driven league, and usually the team that has, a dynamic guy back there who can create plays and limit turnovers is the one that gives the team a chance. So we got to get that figured out ASAP. But your question, yeah, I've known Alex. I mean, Alex was committed to me at Mississippi State, and unfortunately flipped to LSU after their 2019 season. And quite frankly, I can't blame him. It was probably the best team in offense in NCAA history. But you know, a lot of this portal business is about relationships. And between Alex and his offensive coordinator, Brinson Johnson down at South Pike, and, you know, just like a lot of guys on our roster, it doesn't go well for them when they go to the big Power 5 school, and there's only so many footballs and minutes to go around. And, you know, when Alex decided to go in the portal, we didn't even know. He got in the portal, their assistant coach called us and like, he said, I want him to come play for you the first time, you know, and I don't want him to miss out on the second chance. So Alex is a wonderful young man, a hard worker, you know, polite kid, and obviously, you know, returning first team All-MAC guy, uber talented as well.
High school assistant coach or an LSU assistant coach?
His high school's assistant
High school,
coach.
okay.
Yeah.
As far as just the range of emotions, for you being on the sidelines, you're like a minute away from being 0-2.
Yeah.
And now you're 1-1. Just, you know, how does that change your mentality of going in and talking to the guys in the locker room and just heading into the next game?
You know, this is year 26, and it's a game where you ride a lot of emotions, and you know, you go from the 0-2 talk to the 1-1 talk, and you obviously prefer the 1-1 talk. So yeah, I mean it's a game of inches, it's a game of emotions, and you know, you look back last week and probably say we might be sitting here at 2-0 if we found a way to finish. So I guess yes, I mean you're sitting there, you know, one play away from being 0-2 and losing to an FCS team, and I ain't where you want to be. But our guys finished. At the end of the day, this will all wash off. We'll go watch the film, and you know, we'll have one in the left column and one in the right column, and definitely a lot of positives. Well, a lot of things to correct, number one, but a lot of positives to build on. And now you have the momentum of a win in your back pocket. You know, coming off of, you know, a game, you know, against Temple maybe where we, you know, had an opportunity to close that thing out.
Do you guys give game balls out at the end of the game?
We don't, but if I did, I'd give one to the entire damn defensive staff, and I'd give it maybe to the whole defense, but definitely to CJ. I mean, we talked about, you know, Mid-American Conference Player of the Week nominees, and I don't know what else happened in the league, but if he don't get it, I'd like to see who does. Because that was for a first year college football. I mean, that was a heck of a performance.